Ah, mà ṣe o, abiyamọ kú ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ, ẹkún tí ìyá yìí ń pariwo ọmọ tó ń pariwo yìí tara abiyamọ ni o. Odindi ọmọ ni ìyá yìí pàdánù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ nínú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí. Tí ẹ̀yin bá ní àbúrò àbí ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ń ṣe iṣẹ́ kan táwọn pé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n lè máa ṣe home service. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ẹlòmíì ń dirun ni wọ́n á ní kó wá ṣe home service. Ẹlòmíì ń ṣe tọ́ paint wọ́n á ní kó wá ṣe home service. Àbí iṣẹ́kíṣẹ́ yòówù tí ò bá jẹ́ ẹ má láéláé lọ sọ́dọ̀ client kan tẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ rí láì sọ fẹ́ni kankan. Ẹgbọ́n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sọmọ Ijeoma.
27-year-old Ijeoma Nweke, who was a talented makeup artist, left her home to meet with a client for a home service within the same Enugu state, Nigeria, where she resided. However, this particular booking came with a troubling red flag, one that Ijeoma probably didn't consider a big deal until it became too late. As a makeup artist, Ijeoma had been delivering home services to her clients without any problems until she took up what would later turn out to be her very last job on earth. Ijeoma had been contacted by a client who requested that she come to her place within the same Enugu state to do some makeup on her. However, the odd thing about this client was that she refused to reveal the location of the house where Ijeoma would be coming to meet her for the makeup session. When Ijeoma asked for the exact location of their meeting point, the client told her to take a taxi to the Enugu State Broadcasting Service bus stop and that when she gets there, she will meet someone who will drive her to the venue. It was an unusual request, and although Ijeoma didn't know why the location was being kept a secret, it would later become clear that the whole thing was a calculated move made by the client to avoid leaving any trace that could connect her to what was about to happen. Nevertheless, Ijeoma followed the client's instructions. She made it to the bus stop, but once she got there, her instincts spoke to her. Ijeoma could sense that something was definitely off about the whole job arrangement. In a quiet but powerful act of caution, she reportedly brought out her phone and quickly texted the client's phone number to her brother. That single message, sent in fear and uncertainty, would later become a crucial clue in unraveling the truth behind her tragic fate. Ijeoma also communicated with her fiancé and friend through WhatsApp and text messages about the situation she found herself in, but regardless, she pushed forward to try and get the job done. At the bus stop, Ijeoma met an unknown person who then drove her to the client's location for the supposed makeup session. However, after some hours, her family tried to reach her, but her phone was switched off. They also called the client's phone number she texted, but it wasn't going through either. The family became afraid that Ijeoma might have been kidnapped. They began making frantic efforts to search for her. Family and friends also took to social media to create awareness that their sister and friend was missing. The post went viral and got a lot of attention on X, formerly known as Twitter. However, no one ever came forward to say that they had seen Ijeoma around. The search continued throughout the remaining days of the week and spread into the weekend. But strangely, no one ever reached out to the family to mention that they had seen or spoken to Ijeoma since she left home that Wednesday for the job. Also, since the family initially feared that she had been kidnapped, they became deeply concerned as the days passed without receiving a phone call from anyone claiming responsibility for Ijeoma's sudden disappearance. This complete silence made it clear to the family that they were dealing with something far more disturbing. The concerned family members eventually visited a nearby police station to file a missing persons report on behalf of Ijeoma. However, on Monday, November 16th, just 5 days after her sudden disappearance, Ijeoma's body was found lying by the roadside around the Maryland axis within Enugu metropolis. Her corpse had been mutilated with a corrosive substance suspected to be an acid. Ijeoma's sudden death caused a lot of outrage across the country, with people taking to social media to demand justice. Protests were carried out while justice for Ijeoma became a trend on Twitter. Mercy Eke, a one-time Big Brother Naija winner, who was also Ijeoma's friend and classmate, used her platform to demand justice for her friend. The police swung into action to fish out the perpetrators behind the gruesome murder. They visited the crime scene where they recovered Ijeoma's makeup tools, among other evidence. The police then obtained the client's phone number from the family and began tracking it. Their forensic analysis led to the arrest of two siblings, Chiamaka Ifezwe and Chukwuemeka Ifezwe. Upon interrogation, Chiamaka would go on to make a gripping confession on how Ijeoma was killed. But what was more painful and beyond heartbreaking was the reason why she felt Ijeoma had to die. Ijeoma Nweke was a 27-year-old graduate of psychology from the Imo State University. She was originally from Imo State, but resided in Enugu State, where she pursued her career in makeup artistry. Ijeoma was the CEO of Wake and Makeup, a small beautification business with a strong social media presence. She was known for her skill and professionalism, and a lot of people had good things to say about her. Ijeoma was not known to be a troublesome person, which was why it was quite shocking when the news broke out that she had been murdered in such a gruesome manner. The sad incident began when Chiamaka believed that Ijeoma was having an affair with her boyfriend. Now, instead of confronting her partner about her concern, she decided to hatch one of the most inhumane plans anyone could think of. She posed as a client in need of Ijeoma's makeup service and then allegedly connived with her brother to lure her to the bus stop where she was taken to an unknown location. At the secret location, Chiamaka forced Ijeoma to drink a poisonous substance, thereby leading to her tragic death. After committing this heinous act, the two siblings reportedly drove Ijeoma in a Toyota Matrix car to the Maryland axis, where they dumped her corpse. But it didn't end there. An eyewitness who later testified in court revealed that he saw Chukwuemeka pouring acid on the corpse in order to mutilate it before the two entered their car to flee the scene. In early February 2021, Chiamaka and Chukwuemeka Ifezwe were arraigned at the Enugu State Magistrate Court on a 2-count charge bordering on conspiracy and murder. However, in a major twist of events, on July 28, 2022, Chukwuemeka was set free after the judge determined that there was no evidence to prove that he actually took part in the murder. Then on February 7, 2024, after over 3 years of legal proceedings, it was proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Chiamaka forced Ijeoma to drink the poisonous substance that led to her untimely death. She was found guilty of murder and sentenced to death by hanging. It was quite unbelievable that only one person was convicted in Ijeoma's case, because if you think about it, it is very unlikely for Chiamaka herself to have planned and executed everything without any external help. Also, it remains unclear why the testimony of the eyewitness who claimed to have seen Chukwuemeka pouring the corrosive substance on the corpse was not taken into consideration during the trial. After the two suspects were escorted out of the court, Ijeoma's mother was seen crying and asking for her daughter, while also raining curses on the two siblings.
Ó mà ṣe o. Ẹni tó kàn ló mọ̀ o, kọ́ lọ má jẹ́ ká burú kàn wá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ nínú tó rọra ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí o. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ á fojú sunkún àwọn ọmọ wa o. Àtẹni tá a mọ̀, àtẹni tá a mọ̀, àní rí dààmú.